YouTube, it's me, Maylik Davis, and once again, I want to thank you for stopping in at 40 Pieces of Me. Today, I am going to create a Ciroc bottle lamp. I'm actually doing a mosaic piece that I'm incorporating just the circles from Ciroc bottles. I'm doing a wall picture for someone, and they wanted to know if there was anything additional that I would be able to do, incorporate the Ciroc bottles with. So we saw a Ciroc lamp, and I decided I was going to create that. You'll need a Ciroc bottle, whatever size you choose, of course. And I'm not a drinker, so I don't know. This is like a 750 milliliter. I wouldn't suggest the small bottles, and I know they even have some much larger bottles. So it depends upon if that's how much you like Ciroc or you drink, then I will guess you could do it that way. You'll need a lamp kit. This I purchased from Walmart. And we'll just go through the actual pieces of the lamp kit when I prepare that particular portion of it. And I'm using the LED lights just so it'll go inside the bottle. And I am going to use crystal gems as well. And you'll need glitter if you decide to do that portion. It's just something I'm going to try to do. And you'll need Mod Podge, and of course you'll need paintbrushes. So I'll show you this part. This was the trial bottle. You know what, this is not even the trial bottle. I took another bottle, the peach Ciroc, and I did the first trial hole. So I'll show you basically how we did that. My friend girl, she helped me drill the hole in it, just because we didn't know if it would actually crack or what would happen to it. I will say that it takes a lot of power, and make sure that your drill is really charged up before you attempt it, because it took a lot to drill the hole in, but it came out perfect. There's even an actual drill bit just for glass. I researched it for a couple of days before I actually decided to do it. Hi YouTube, it's me, Maylik Davis. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when trying to actually drill the hole into the bottle in order to make the Ciroc bottle lamp. My friend girl is helping me out. I am not very handy with tools, but she is. So as you can see, we're actually making this happen, or she's making it happen. So I'll come back to you shortly once we have the hole in to show you what it actually looks like. Okay, so after probably about a total of 35 minutes of drilling, she finally broke through and can see a small hole. I can tell you that a Ciroc bottle is very, very thick. About half an inch of thickness, about a fourth of an inch. Yeah. Yes, baby! Yes. That is it. So now I can actually get the cord from a lamp kit through there. Thank you, Queen. So the first thing that I'm actually going to do, I'm going to thread the actual, I'm going to thread the actual bottle with the lights. I'm using these, and it has a battery pack. That way, because we know this will die, you can actually just continue to change the batteries instead of trying to maneuver the light, since it'll have the stones and things of that nature in there. So that's why I chose this particular type of lights. You can add a lot of lights if you want, but I didn't want it to take away from actually being a lamp. I didn't want to have so much attention on this part. So the first thing that I will do, I will thread the lights inside of the bottle. And I decided to do these first since the other cord was a little bit thicker. I didn't want to have issues trying to get these in. Leave enough cord out for this not to have to strain it. You can just lay it down. So you can push as much cord as possible, but just leave enough out for this to lay down. Okay, and then I am going to thread the lamp cord in. And earlier tonight, when I first started practicing on this, I actually had some scissors, and I just grabbed that. Give me just a moment. Okay, so this is what I did earlier. Of course, because I am trying to, let's start over. Let's do this. This is going to make life a lot easier for me. This is supposed to be a very quick and stress-free project. So now that I have it like that, I'm going to just reach in and gently, with the scissors, grab this. Even if I was to cut it, you would just strip the wire down. And there we go with that part. So now that I have this done, I'm just going to bend this on the side, and I may end up pulling more out. I'm doing, and you will have to press it down because of the fact that the cord is in the way. But don't think that you'll damage the bottle. After drilling this particular bottle, they are very, very sturdy. I'm even surprised if they break if you drop one. That's just how sturdy they are. And see the actual LED lights, they will go back up. It's just when you get a massive amount of gems in the bottle, just make sure that you continue to do this so that your lights are distributed in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill the bottle, and then I'll come back once I get the bottle filled. I'm going to continue to add the light color blue gems first, and then I switch up to these. Okay, what I decided to do to make life easier for me so that the LED lights would be distributed evenly in the bottle as well, I pulled these out of the top as well. So I just wanted to make sure that I show that portion of it. So I'll go back to, I'll continue to force the crystals, or some people will call them marbles. I'll continue to force the gem crystals in the bottle, and I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay, so now I am going to thread that, and I'm going to put the top that I drilled a hole into earlier. I'm going to place the top back on. And I'm going to put this ring around it. And this is going to give it some stability to where it's not all over the place. Now, what the kit advised, once I screw this on, because it has the ring there, then it will tighten up. And they are right. It did tighten up. And I think just because I may not be as comfortable. Okay. Now I am going to unravel this, and I'm going to see, yeah, it still allows me to pull that cord down. I'm going to pull this out, and what it states is for me to, and each lamp kit is different, so I do suggest that you read the directions. It states for me to wrap the wire clockwise around the screw head and tighten the screws. Connect the rib conductor to the silver colored terminal. Connect the other conductor to the brass colored terminal. So I am going to go ahead and unscrew these. This is the silver, and this is the brass. And like I stated, this is not hard at all, because this is my absolute first time ever doing this. Okay, and this one is the ribbed conductor. So this one I am going to place on the silver terminal. And I am going to tighten this as much as possible, and I want to see if I can get it turned even more, but I'm going to tighten this as much as possible, and then I will place the other on, and I will tighten it as much as possible. That slipped a little. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just pulling as much as possible, and I am going to place this back on there, and I am going to, and I don't have the lampshade for it yet. And there is the Ciroc lamp. But of course, we still have to put the back portion onto it. Okay, so what I am actually going to do now, I decided to put a base on it, and I already knew that I was going to put a base on it. I just didn't know what type of base. So I decided to utilize one of the Dollar Tree glass bowls. So that's pretty much going to be the base to it. So I am going to use E6000, and I'm also going to use a hot glue gun just so that it can adhere faster. And so basically, actually what I stated I was going to do was to put it around the bottom of the bottle. And once again, I hope that you enjoy this particular project. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to place them in the comments down below. If you really like this particular project, if you will, please hit the subscribe button for me. And we know, as I always state, if there's any excess glue, we're really going to let this dry for a while. More than likely, I'm going to allow this to sit overnight. As you can see, glue is on the cord. What I'll do after everything is dry, I'll go back and clean the cord off. But basically, I'm just going to allow that to sit. Even if it appears to have dried, I want the E6000 glue to actually adhere to it. So this is the lampshade that I'm going to use. I didn't want to use too much blue, so I decided on this particular lampshade. I got it from Walmart. The lampshade was like, I think it was like $9.99. So this is the lampshade that I'm going to use for it. And what I'm going to do with this lampshade, I'm actually going to place a royal blue ribbon around it. Actually just purchased this. I didn't do a satin ribbon because this lamp is for a man. So I decided not to utilize a satin ribbon and just use the ribbed like ribbon. And basically what I'm going to do, I will place it on the lines going up and down that already, it's like a tan ribbon on it. I'll place it here first so that way I can go around the ribbon and you won't be able to see any seams. So I want to make it a little bit longer. That way I can place the ribbon over it and it seems like a perfect seam. I'll place ribbon. And another thing, when you use the hot glue gun with the satin ribbon, okay, so my phone needed a little charging, so I went ahead and completed these, and I left the last two in order to do with you guys. And I'm basically, instead of placing it on the ribbon, because it has the bend in the center, I actually decided to place the glue on the actual shade, and it's just a little bit over the top, a little bit over the bottom, because remember, it's going to cover it up and be a perfect seam. You can go back later and get any glue strands. And this ribbed ribbon, it actually worked excellent because you don't see any hot glue gun spots. So for the last one, we'll do it the same. Just a little bit over. And it's a little awkward for me to do it that way. I see a little spot right here where it isn't attached. So I just added a little extra glue. So far, so good. So now basically we're just going to take care of the top. As we can tell by now, I'm extremely clumsy. I think I would like to put it on to where no, I'm just going to do it flat, and then I'll go back and cover it. I'm going to leave a little extra because I want to actually put a bend in it so that it can be a perfect seam. And this is where the seam is at, so I am going to make it connect back in this area. So I'm basically going to use the glue gun I'll start it back here. So my phone, it decided to cut off on me again. And you know what? This glue actually dried. So let me see if I can make this work. And I can. So I went ahead and finished. Because I knew you didn't need to see me put the entire ribbon on. You got the gist of it. Okay, so this is the part that I wanted you to see. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off, and I'm going to attach it right there. But what I am going to do, I'm going to put a fold in it. And that way, it can be, we'll have it almost seamless. Gonna need a little bit more. And then I am going to go. This is the finished product of the Ciroc bottle lamp. I'll be honest with you, my phone continued to die. So unfortunately, that's why I didn't have the rest of me actually gluing the ribbon on. But I'm pretty sure that everyone got the gist of that. Zoom into it. When you're up close on it, of course, because of the blue crystals in it, blue gems in it, you can't actually see the Ciroc wording from this far back. But for it to be my first bottled lamp, I think it turned out very well, and my friend, she was a lifesaver in regards to taking a chance and drilling the hole in it. because I was actually terrified to do it. So once I saw her do it with a Ciroc bottle that you saw earlier in the video, then I was a little comfortable with it. But once again, my name is Maylik Davis, and I am so appreciative that everyone, I'm so appreciative of everyone who decided to stop by 40 pieces of me again once today. If this is a project that you like, or you see something that I could have done better, I am always open to constructive criticism. Please put a comment down below. And if you really like this project, please hit the subscribe button. Once again, Maylik Davis, thanks for stopping in at 40 pieces of me. Have a beautiful evening.